Please go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Politics Hour on Diaspora Digital Media. On this platform, we explore and ask tough questions, shine a light. We shine a light on the issues shaping Nigeria's future. I'm Toshku Raphael, and today we are being joined by Dr. Ben Chukwu, an accomplished surgeon, fearless political analyst, an activist, a leading voice in the obedient movement, and a vanguard for good governance and social justice. Uh, Dr. Ben is known for his commitment to good governance and his boldness in speaking truth to power, especially at this moment when Nigeria is experiencing a lot of difficulties. So, Dr. Ben Chukwu is here to dissect the recent shifts in Nigeria's political configuration with particular attention to the chances and prospects of the newly formed coalition to unseat the ruling APC. So he will also give us insights into the grounds and solutions to the security crisis across the country, and then offer his ideas about the burning question of self-determination in the Southeast. It is my pleasure to have you again on this platform, Dr. Ben.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. Ultra Sen, it's always nice to be with you. Thank
All
you.
right.
Nigerians, I greet every one of you. And I want to use this opportunity to say, please let us not lose focus of why we are a nation and why we have been crying for coalition. Let us always keep in our mind that there is a reason why we need a coalition. We've been crying, so we are looking for coalition. Let's not lose focus. Thank you.
All right. I always love the way you speak. Your speech always comes with force, this kind of force and enthusiasm. And so I hope you are going to express the same, sensation today again. But let's start with the ADC opposition coalition and the 2027 elections. Dr. Chukwu, is the ADC coalition truly the unchallengeable opposition force Nigeria has been waiting for, or just another, should I say, political arrangement?
Yeah, my brother, I'll say absolutely. Absolutely. This current coalition is exactly the coalition that Nigerians are looking for. Why do I say so? You look at the coalition, you have a people drawn from all parts of the country. First, I'll say that you look into the coalition, you see global figures respected all over the world. People from other countries are saying, how I wish I had this kind of person in my country. You see people like P2B in that coalition. You see people like Tambowal in that coalition, honest men. So I'm talking about this is a kind of coalition. And these people are drawn from all parts of Nigeria. So it is a truly national coalition. You see Southeast, you see Southwest, you see South, you see Middle, North Central, Northeast. There is no region that is not fully represented. And if you look well, you also find out that entirely all the states are represented. Again, it is a true global coalition. People that have traveled and experienced all parts of the world, the Middle East, UK, Europe, America, and so on and so forth. People with experience. So this is truly a national. I don't think there has been any coalition formed in the past that is this representative. So what I will advise, as I said at the beginning, is that Nigerians should not lose focus of what they want. We don't just need a coalition. We need a coalition that will meet the needs and yearnings of Nigerians. So I will stop it there. This is a true coalition. Thank you.
But do you believe this coalition has, because it has heavyweights like Atiku Abubakar, El-Rufai, Amishi, and Peter, and the rest of them, as you have mentioned. But do you think it has what it takes to unseat President Tinubu, a grandmaster we all know in this political game in 2027? Do you think the ADC coalition has what it takes to defeat the ruling party?
My brother, when you ask questions like this, it appears as though Tinubu is formidable. Let me make it clear, and I'm saying it with all sense of sincerity and responsibility. Tinubu is the easiest politician to defeat in the current day Nigeria. It's not difficult to defeat Tinubu. Let me say here, all the votes that were ascribed, let's Nigerians be honest, all the votes that were ascribed to Tinubu in 2023 election, he didn't get half. Let me not exaggerate, because I would have said 1/4. He didn't get half of the votes that were ascribed to him. That was in 2023, when Nigerians have not gone through the hell they are currently going through. It was in 2023, when people still believe that he has the magic wand to change things and transform Nigeria. It was 2023, when the price of fuel has not increased to what it is today. That was in 2023, when he has not shown his true color, when they have not spent billions in renovating houses, when he has not, I mean, when Nigerians were still thinking, oh, he may get it right, he may not. But now, Nigerians has proven that he has no magic wand. Nigerians have proven that he's not caring. So he's the easiest person to defeat. Every single average Nigerian politician will defeat Tinubu hands down. So stop asking if he can be defeated. But let me admit, why people ask that question is simply because they believe that there is no free, fair, credible election in Nigeria. That it is the man that controls the world, the resources, the armed forces, the police, and all the security agents is the man that is going to win the election. Control INEC and judiciary. This is why people ask that question. But I want Nigerians to put their focus on a free, fair, credible election and insist that it happens through the current wave of electoral reform and in preparedness of the coalition to do the needful, including using technology and armed men to make sure that this election is not rigged. And also for Nigerians to be determined that nobody will rig this coming election in 2027. Nobody. Once there is even rigging is ruled out, I assure you, Tinubu will not get 30% of the vote this time. He will not get it. And every single person in that coalition will defeat Tinubu in the forthcoming election. So let's not make it look as if Tinubu is formidable. He is easiest person to defeat in the election. Thank you.
All right. The first step has been achieved, which is the formation of a platform. Because in Nigeria, or like in every other country, you must have a platform on which to run to access political power. But now this coalition has been formed. The next thing in the line is to push out, to ask who is the right person to, take the flag of this platform. There are reports that northern leaders in the coalition are pushing for a northern presidential candidate. Now, to you, what does this mean for national unity and the coalition's credibility?
Well, let me start by saying that it is not entirely true that northern leaders are pushing for a northern candidate. I would want to say that it's not entirely true. I am saying that because I am actually in touch with many northern states, politicians in many northern states, and I have seen the palpation, the heartbeat of Nigerians in the north. So what is true is to say that some northerners are pushing for the northern agenda, for a northern presidency. So that is what could be true. But coming to your question, what does this mean for national integration, national unity? Let's be honest that this is actually a monster that has to be dealt with. For people who in the past how many years we are pushing and talking about zoning, it is our turn. Look at what happened just before Jonathan was pushed out. That's what I will call it. Look at when Yaradua died. And Jonathan, who was the vice president, was to replace him. What you see what happened? The North vehemently. There was a conspiracy. Nigerians must not know that Yaradua was dead. Everything was done. Threats on the life of Jonathan. You cannot. He cannot. Why? It is our turn. Our 8 years must be completed before another person, somebody from the south, despite the fact that something that is an emergency has taken place. And during that time, Nigerians were ruled by a dead and incapacitated person for a long period before something happened. Vocal voices were able. So when we talk about this, I want us to say this thing. Let's try and flip the coin. Nigerians, let's flip the coin. Let's assume that the northern Nigeria has just done 4 years of rule for 4 years. And then someone from the south and the people from the south are shouting, no, we are going to take over the presidency. Imagine the people will start threatening fire and brimstone. People will start threatening what they will do. Instead, will destroy the country, blood will flow. So I want you to understand, it is actually few people who do not understand, who don't know what justice is, inclusivity, understanding, keeping of promises, understanding that whenever you have agreement, whether written or not, see it as a gentleman agreement. I tell you, someone like me and many people from the South will definitely campaign. You don't need to beg us to vote for a northern candidate in the next 4 years. We will campaign for the candidate from the north because naturally we believe it is the turn for the north. And that being said, there is no justifiable reason anybody can prefer to say that it is a time, it is a turn for somebody from the north. Somebody that is, campaigning for somebody or pushing for somebody from the north. Actually, I will see that person as an agent that wants to destabilize Nigeria. And that will cause a disintegration of the coalition. It will definitely disintegrate. Let's be honest about it. We are vehemently in support. I am vehemently in support of the coalition. And we are working hard every day to see the coalition succeed. But from the day they make mistake and choose a northern candidate, I will see justice in the coalition. My people on ground will not see justice in the coalition. The same thing with the people from the south. You will see what is called protest voting. People will make their voting in a protest way. I don't want to come and vote. I'll go and sleep. Those that want to come out to say, let's teach these people from the north a lesson. We will not vote for somebody from the north because they are taking our time. I want to appeal. Let me make it an appeal. I want to appeal to those people that are saying this. Let them listen to their conscience. Let them think that it's just 4 years remaining for South to finish their term. And we have best candidate that is coming from the South. That globally, the entire Africa, everybody in Nigeria believes that he is a different breed who has the capacity and competence and compassion to be able to transform Nigeria and pull Nigerians out of poverty and set Nigeria up on a path of progress and cut down the wastages that has kept Nigeria poor for decades and for decades. That somebody who has all it takes. Everybody say he is good, and he's from the South, and he's still the turn of the South. So why should anybody in his right senses? So what I will appeal to those from the North, not all, I've already said it, a lot of people from the North are just people, wise people, intelligent and loving people. They are good. And because of that, I know they are solidly behind the Southern candidate. And I'm sure that they will mobilize all their signals, mobilize all their wealth, all their contracts, everything they have to show that a Southern candidate becomes the flag bearer 2027 of the coalition. Thank you.
All right. What is your response to people like Mr. Kenneth Okonkwo, who would say, of course, you root for a particular candidate, Mr. Peter Obi, as the best, but people like Mr. Kenneth Okonkwo would say that we don't just want a best candidate, but we want a person who would pull much political weight as a matter of expediency. So, in the recent interview by Mr. Kenneth Okonkwo, he said that Atiku Abubakar is that candidate who can doggedly challenge the ruling party. And also, judging from what the result of the last election, we know that PDP came second, while P2B, was trailing, even though we don't believe in the result of the election. But that was what they gave us. So, what is your response to Kenneth Okonkwo's comments?
You know why I will laugh at this point in time? I will laugh because Kenneth is my friend, and we've been talking over this issue. So I wouldn't want to begin to talk about him. Someone you two of you talk, and you're trying to convince him on the right path to take, and he is still there. You don't come outside to talk about him. So I will not want to talk about Kenneth Okonkwo. I believe that at the moment, I regard him as a brother that is making a mistake and is being influenced by certain sentiments and pressures. And so let me leave it at that. He will get to know the truth. I believe one day he will get to understand that he's actually in error. But let me come to some of the things you said and address them. You say that that Atiku Abubakar is that candidate that has that clout or that muzzle or that whatever you call it to be able to challenge the ruling party. See, anybody that says that, let me tell you what the person is looking at. The person is not looking at virtues and values that we Nigerian youth want in our country. The person is looking at who has dollars, millions of dollars to spend in buying delegates, in bribing Nigerians, and imagine the flag bearer. That is one. The person is looking at someone who can mobilize the people who will carry arms and fight if it turns to fighting. They are not looking at virtues. Nigerians, it's not what we need. What we need are people who has the capacity. Now, let me even address the result of the 2020. Anybody in Nigeria, if there is anybody in Nigeria that can tell you what that result of 2023 is, I'll tell you I am one of them. What did I do? Immediately after the 2023 election, I engaged, recruited an associate professor of statistics from one of the federal universities of Nigeria. And he brought a team of statisticians. And then I arranged a team to download all that was sent in the IREV, all that INEC uploaded. I gathered people from all the northern states and all the Nigerian states, and they were downloaded and arranged in a file, and we handed over to the statisticians. I did that with my team, the professionals for good governance and social justice. Now, we use that platform to analyze. And I can tell you, so when I say that Tinubu did not get half of what was ascribed to him in 2023, I knew where I'm coming from. The data is clear. So when I say that Atiku Abubakar did not get what he was ascribed to him, and when I tell you that Peter Obi's vote were slashed more than 50%, I know what I'm talking about. In the IREL, this is where Nigeria should not forget. This is where we saw pictures of a woman who's supposed to be in a bathroom, uploaded as a result sheet. This is where we saw results mutilated all over the country. I looked at the one from Plateau State. I felt like crying. I looked at the one from River State. It was pathetic. I looked at the one from Lagos. It was slashed. I looked at virtually every state in this country. Akwa Ibom State, Benue State. All the results were mutilated and changed. And these people's results that are being changed, we are looking at it, Labour Party is being using, they use pen and rewrite. That's what they uploaded in the IREV. And then when we try to, forensically look at it and extract what is the possible figure that they try to mutilate, in some of them we succeeded, in some we did not succeed. But at the end of the day, are you there? Hello. I don't know if you can hear me. Hello. Wow. Is it really my network or?
I apologize for the break. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, I can hear you. You're back? What
Yes.
I guess is network.
Yes, Starlink threw me off. But I'm back now. All right, let's continue where we stopped. You are a leading member of the Obedient Movement. P2B has promised to serve only a single 4-year term if elected. Do you think this is realistic? And how is it being received within the Obedient Movement?
All right. P2B is going to serve the 4-year term as he promised if elected. And I think it is completely acceptable to the Obedient Movement. Is acceptable to me because I believe that that tells you the character of P2B. He's sensitive. There are people in Nigeria that will have the kind of followership that P2B has. They will be tough and stubborn. They will not even join the coalition. They will tell you, no, I will do what I want to do. They will stand on their own. Actually, the entire Nigerians are actually, a lot of Nigerians are behind him. And this is a man that I tell you, if he says today, I want to stand alone and contest, you see that his vote in 2023 will even double, if not triple, because people have seen those that voted APC in 2023 will vote for him this time. They have tested. I can tell you from my interaction with people, I know people who were APC during the time we were campaigning in 2022, 2023. Now, today, they are so ashamed of the government they supported, but they are ready now to be, they are already obedient in their heart and in their conversation now. So what I'm saying is that it is tells you that P2B is a sensitive, conscientious, a man with honesty and who believes in justice. For him, he knows that what is remaining for the South is actually 4 years. And he's from the South. He cannot at that point and say, no, I want to go for another tenure. So P2B, what he says is right. I support him 100%. And the obedience understand that that is a man of integrity of character. And what he says he will do, he will do. We believe him because look at it. Look at his record. Look at the history. Look at his record in Anambra State. When he started as governor, he brought his campaign booklet, his campaign, and kept them by his side and was doing everything. He talked about education, he did it. He followed health and fulfilled it. Security, he achieved it. So this is a man that when he says, this is what I want to pursue, no matter who you are, he has a firm character, strong character. He will follow what he has said and he will do it. This is whom he is. And we are following the right person. So I assure you that we in the obedient movement, we support that, completely, 100%. Thank you.
Some people say that Obi's willingness to join the coalition means he is now part of the structure of criminality he once criticized. How do you address this concern?
Well, I will say that, it is funny for someone to, if you do understand the meaning of structure, I'm sure anybody that understands the meaning of structure of criminality that he has been talking about will really, really, really understand, will not say what you're saying. What is structure? Structure is a system, is a practice, is a system, is action. It is not a person. Let me go a bit religious. In our churches and our mosques are criminals. How many of us have decided to run away from our church because there are criminals in our church? We see people that kill, people that steal, people that embezzle money, people who are criminals, who are adulterers. They fill all our churches. Some are even on the pulpit preaching. They fill all our mosques. Some will go and steal 100 billion naira made for development of the country. And on the day of judgment, they will put neck collar. And from there, they enter mosque and remove it and enter mosque and begin to bend down and pray. This is what we see in Nigeria. As everybody, those who have then left the church or the mosque, that is one. Let me ask another question again. Let me also go a bit religious. See, the Bible says something that's very clear. He said, blessed is that man who does not walk in the counsel of the ungodly, nor stand in the way of sinners, nor sit in the seat of the scornful. What will make P2B to join or to have joined the structure of criminality is when he begins to obey the instructions of people who does evil, who commit these atrocities and crimes, and begin to do it by action, behave like them, sit like them. That is one. Number two, Christ said he did not come to save, he didn't come for the saints, he didn't come for the righteous, he to save those who have need of him, who are the sinners. When we were all sinners, that was when he came. Because somebody like Saul, who killed believers, killed apostles, all the atrocities. What happened? When he met one single encounter that he had with Christ, he became a changed person, became the greatest apostle of righteousness. So what am I trying to say? The encounter of a man like El-Rufai, who understood that has repented, has even taken steps to restitute and said, yes, the evil that I brought upon Nigeria is what I am here to correct. You see what that means? That is repentance and restitution together. Look at all the others who are feeling remorseful of what they had done in the past, and they are willing to associate with a man of impeccable character like P2B, who is ready to drive Nigeria in a path that no other, that the whole world is crying for. Nigerians know where they will be going. If they join a vehicle that's being driven by people, they will do everything in their power to ensure that that day comes. Because the honest truth is, these people have come together. They will follow the path of the leader. He says often, if I don't steal and my family do not steal, how do you expect that other people with him will steal? Who are you? You are not afraid to steal when your boss will not steal. And we know that he carries his calculator, and he'll tell you the cost of a contract that you are planning to do. And then how would you go and pad the contract? Or you go and pad a budget for somebody who uses his brain with that calculator to calculate your budget, and you come and pad it. It doesn't happen. This is the court of how to cut the excesses and the cost of governance that he always talk about. Is his life. I believe him because he has done it. So please, party is not a home for the saints, for righteous people alone. It's a mixture, just like a church. It's a mixture where you come in, you see the righteous and the unrighteous. And you that is pointing finger at people, whether the crimes you are pointing finger at them have been confirmed or not, let's be sure that you are not worse. Let's be sure. I believe this coalition is not going to be the home of criminals, where once you have committed all atrocities, you run into the home like APC, and your sins are forgiven. No, these ones are coming, and there will be a changed group of people who will follow the precepts of a leader who eventually becomes the president of this country. And I see that leader in PO, and I know that's what is going to happen. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. But if P2B does not get the coalition's presidential ticket, what is the likely reaction of the obedient movement and its supporters? So first of all, do you think he will receive that presidential ticket?
Yes, I believe strongly that he will receive it. I believe strongly that he will receive it. And
Even in
why do I believe so?
even in the
No, I'm
presence of, all right, okay, all right.
continue. I'm waiting
I
for
said,
you.
I
Go on.
said, I said that people like Atiku Abubakar has been relentless since 1999 with regards to power. So, do you think P2B will receive that coalition's ticket? And
I
if, and
strongly, just as I said, I strongly believe that P2B will receive it. And why do I say so? See, in very recent past, there is a history. PDP had the opportunity of fielding P2B as their candidate. And Nigerians, including myself, I think I did a graphic design asking PDP, give us PO or forget our votes. So many people did similar things. And we asked them, we pressed them, we went to in fact, we kept siege on their buildings everywhere in the nation, asking them, give us PO. And they committed that big blunder by not giving him the ticket. I was among the people that had a meeting in the night and insisted that PO should leave PDP. Yes. And we insisted on that CPO. And we called for PO to leave PDP. And he left and entered Labour Party, and the tsunami started. So what we are talking about is something we are sure that the coalition cannot afford to make that same mistake. We are already calling, give him a unanimous ticket, because he will not pay delegates. He will not bring 40 million naira and give one person. He will not give even one naira shishi. He will not give you as a delegate. He will not buy you over. So we know he does not have the capacity of criminality of buying delegates. We all know. So if they don't give him unanimously, give him the ticket, we will leave. Let's be very honest. I will not stand there to support injustice. I will not allow my team. I have different teams. Professional Solidarity Presidency, Professional for Good Government and Social Justice, Coalition for Preservation of Democracy, and so many. And even the Northern Wing, we have a lot of people. So what we are saying here is this: if the coalition decides to make the same mistake that PDP made in 2022, if they make that mistake, what happened to PDP will definitely happen to them. I am not missing words, and it's not a threat. I cannot support injustice. Mine is not because, but I tell you, I repeat it again, in the next 4 years, after 2027, I will champion the campaign for a Northern candidate. That is justice. I believe strongly in it. I will champion the campaign, but you see this time, if you bring a Northern candidate, I will walk away. And I will advise anybody that listens to my voice to walk away. And truly, if anybody wants to vote, it will be a protest vote, voting against the coalition. So let's be honest about this. PO is the choice for Nigerians. PO is the unifying factor for Nigerians. It is the turn of the South. Therefore, it must be somebody from the South. And when it is turn of the North, looks like we in the South have always been very fair. We will support massively the turn of the candidate from the North. Now, let me remember and address what you asked before your network, the network challenge that you had. See, the fear and the concern of my friend Kenneth Okonkwo, because he feels that we in the South, especially the Southeast, because of our experience, we will not be ready to come and fight Tinubu. That if we want to fight Tinubu, all our businesses in Lagos will be destroyed. Let me tell you now. All our people in different places, they will be killing them as they did in 2023. They did it in Lagos. That is the worry. Bennett is playing safe because he does not know the quality that is in P2B. His worry is that he doesn't want this fight to be between Southeast and the Southwest. Let it be the entire North fighting with all their zeal against these people, so that at the end of the day, if the North quit and after ruling and they want to give to the South, no problem. But for now, it is too risky because of the man that is in power. So that is of what he is considering. But I don't think that should happen.
All right.
So, sorry, I do not think that we should be thinking that way. We should rather be calling the North to mobilize all their arsenals to support justice, to support inclusivity, to support equity, to support the right capacity, the right candidates. So we should be begging for everybody to do that. And that's what we are doing. And that's what I'm doing. It is not threat. It is pleading and appealing to everybody from the North to understand and respect that zoning that is the turn of the South. And therefore, they should throw their weight behind the right candidate from the South. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Ben. Now, if P2B emerges as the coalition's candidate, What role do you see for other prominent figures like Atiku, Amechi, and El-Rufai? What role do you think that they would play?
Yeah, thank you so much. You see, Nigeria is a complex society. I have already said what I want people from the north to do. So let me now make it specific. What I expect from a great man like Atiku, with all his wealth, experience, and status, and people like Tambuwal, that one of the best House of Rep speaker that Nigeria ever had. I respect him so much. I have my reasons. And people like Amechi, whom I know how dogged he is, and other people from the north. There are many of them. I don't need to mention. What we're expecting them to do now, Nigeria is broken down into regions. So everybody must ensure that all his followers advise them, educate them. This is a turn for the South. Let's give P2B a maximum support. Let him go and deliver Nigeria from this talk, from this atrocity, from this criminality. After he has done that, after 4 years is just many days, we will come, it will come back to the north. And you can choose whoever you want. And truly, once you get a candidate, we will support him. So what I want them to do is to mobilize their arsenals, their contacts, their wealth. If it comes to fighting to defend the votes, let them stand one person by one person in each polling unit and defend the vote. Make sure there's no rigging. Once there's no rigging, I assure you, Tinubu will not get 20% of the votes Nigerians will cast. I can show you from what I saw in 2023 when people were not even sure of these blunders that he has committed, that he was going to commit it. Now that we know that he has committed blunders and does not care about what we are going through in Nigeria, you know how many people that die every day? Let me you know, if I tell you one of the things that made me say and vow, I will not spare any resource, any time, anything in me. I cannot sleep until Nigeria becomes a new nation, until a new Nigeria is formed. Can you imagine? Did you ever hear that letter that was read by one pastor, Mrs. Stella or Marcus, somewhere in the church? Did you read it? Have you ever imagined you come back into Nigeria and you're driving on the road with your wife and your daughter and your car spoiled? Then criminals carry you, and on this other side, they are raping your husband, and the other side, they are raping your wife, and the other side, they are raping your daughter, and everybody's crying, they're all naked, and they feed it you like that, and after that, you still have to pay how many millions to be free? Nigerians are in hell. Now, let me tell you another thing I see every day when I was in Nigeria. I see Nigerians die like rats, like fowl. I work in the hospital and I see people come to hospital and they cannot afford their medications and they are dying. And we look at here, 80% of people that die in Nigeria hospitals because of poverty. Because of poverty, and this poverty has no business with Nigeria. Nigeria has what it takes to make almost everybody live far above poverty line. And our leaders make poverty a weapon, and they are treating Nigerians' life matter nothing. People are dying every year. Apart from this person that was the videos of 200 people massacred. Look at how people are. Do you know how many hundred people were buried in Benue during the time of Buhari? A lot of decisions I took in my life is when I look at what Nigerians are going through. I am supposed to be focusing on my work. What I am good at is to cut, to operate, to cut intestine and join. That's what I'm trained to. I close my eye to do. But instead of focusing on that, I am tired of Nigeria. I am passionate about Nigeria, and Nigeria must change.
You are really talking with so much passion, Dr. Ben. And you have brought a new issue now. Insecurity in Nigeria remains a big challenge. Should I say the biggest challenge facing Nigeria? Now, what, in your opinion, are the root causes of this current wave of violence and the instability? Is it that the federal government has not invested enough in, our defense architecture, or what? Or corruption? What exactly are the root causes of this insecurity? Because we have it across Nigeria. In the southeast, we have unknown government. In the south, in the north central, we have the issue of header farmer, clash. Then we have banditry. What are the root causes and how do we solve this problem?
My brother, you see, when we talk about leadership failure, people look at it as a word or two words or as a phrase that means just a phrase. When we talk about leadership failure, we are talking about wasting of lives, precious lives, wasting of time and opportunities, punishment, insecurity that you're talking about, all result from leadership failure. So poverty, as let's say if we have 100 people involved in kidnapping and terrorism, you can be sure that 60 to 70% of them were recruited into it because they were poor. The others were recruited because they were uneducated, because two of them go together. So poverty plus ignorance or poor education or lack of education is what actually take people to become criminals. The next cause, apart from leadership failure that led to ignorance, lack of education, and poverty, the next is religious fanaticism. You see, some people take religion as more than their life. You see someone who will tell you, even if I will die, as long as I do the will of Allah. To them, sacrificing their life, they are ready to die. And what they call the will of Allah is that everybody in the surface of the earth must become Muslims. Now, you also see Christians on their side who believe they are Christians. And they believe that as long as you're not a Christian, you are banished, you are not worthy to be with them. The one thing that we must be honest here is that most of these people that are killing people in the north will use religion. But I have experienced through Islam in the land that I have lived and living now. And I see that religion do not even matter to the people that are the headquarters of Islam. So it is not through Islam it is causing the problem. It is actually the bandits, the criminals that decide to criminalize, decide to use religion to deceive people. So I am calling that Muslims and Christians should put their hands together and eliminate those extremists, those criminals in the bush. They're extremists and they use the name of Islam, and with that they are bringing a lot of bad mind, bad will to the name of Islam. So I want us to unite together. So religious fanaticism. Now the next thing that comes is this, what I call it, archaic and outdated mode of agriculture. How can in 21st century people will be nomads, carrying cattle from one place to another, and when they come to a farmland that belongs to a human being, and the cattle finish up everything, and the person comes, even if, because you don't even understand their language, they don't understand your own. Students are crying and complaining that, yo, you have finished my plants. They will direct gun at you. They will bring dagger at you. If you talk too much, they will rape you and kill you and throw you into the gutter. This is what our people that claim to be leaders in this country will open their mouth and say it is farmers, herders, communal crisis. Let me ask you a question. Does it happen that communal crisis will involve one person, one group of people in Sokoto, one group of people in Kaduna, one group of people in Borno, one group of people in Rivers, one group of people in Enugu, the same people? And you say it's communal clash? How will you have communal clash between two communities that do not share common boundary? You do not share common boundary. How can you have communal clash? Let's call spade a spade. The truth is that this archaic mode of agriculture that involves carrying cattle from one place to another is long overdue that is changed. Let our people stop it. Open grazing, banning it and removing it from our practice is sacrosanct. It must come. If it comes today, it must come. We must build modern agriculture where these people gather hay, gather grass, and feed their animals, and the animals grow, produce good milk, and contribute to the GDP of this country. Our agriculture system must improve. So these are the key things. Now, the final thing I will say is oppression, lack of inclusivity, suppression of a people, systematic estimation of a particular group of people. You see, some of us see what happens in the Southeast, and they were blaming IPOB and all that and that. Would there be any story? Would there be any group like IPOB at all? If there is fairness, equity, and justice in the land, if Nigeria as a country practices fairness, equity, and justice, will somebody come up and begin to complain, you are killing my people, you are burning our businesses in Lagos, you are removing us from federal service, you are insisting that people from our place cannot be involved in the leadership of the customs service, cannot be chief of army staff, cannot be this, cannot be that. When they apply for contracts, you throw their own away. You are suppressing them, you kill them, the program took place, the war or the genocide that claimed over 5 million people, all these things happen, and you have not taken any drastic step to control and to include everybody and show love and fairness and everything to all the regions of the country. So you want these people that have been suffering this to continue to keep quiet and watch themselves until they are all consumed and they are all dead. So the honest truth is that if there's fairness, if there's equity, if there's justice, some of the root of criminality that you see in the Southeast wouldn't have started. It wouldn't have started at all. So these are the causes.
All right.
That's your question.
Okay. All right. And you think that the opposition coalition have put up practical steps, to offer solutions to Nigeria's security crisis? Do you think they have, established, counter, should I say, alternatives to what the president is doing right away?
My brother, there is nothing the president is doing. Curbing insecurity is not rocket science. It's as simple as it is. Let me ask you a question. If they give you and make you the commander-in-chief of the Nigerian army, will this insecurity last for 6 months? Even 3 months, it will not last. Let's be honest with ourselves. Today in the world, there is nothing hidden anywhere that cannot be seen. If any leader decides to close his eyes, he does not want to see where the criminals are. And even when you bring them and show him, he closes his eyes. As Jonathan said, you cannot wake up somebody that pretends to be sleeping. If you see such a person and you say he's doing something, what is he doing? He's telling you that it is communal clash and you think he's doing something. He's telling you he decided to keep quiet and you think he's doing. Now, let me ask you a question. Where have you seen them actively using the billions of dollars they are spending in renovating house to buy surveillance cameras, to buy drones, to buy state-of-art military equipment, and station it at the right places, and monitor the areas, and monitor all activities? In the case of any incidents, they deploy the drones to take the real-time pictures, and they send weapons, bombs to destroy whatever is there. And you are telling me they are doing something. Even the child in primary schools will handle security of Nigeria better than your present government. Even a child, any sound child of this generation that is like 15, 16 years, and you give him 3 months, he will handle the security challenges of it. Technology has gone beyond this nonsense story they tell us. I live in a country where I've stayed for at least for a space of 3 years plus. I have not heard that somebody stole. When have I heard somebody came with gun to steal? And you're telling me it's not a human being. It's not human beings that are leading such countries. So your government is doing absolutely nothing. And there's nothing to hide. Let's not pretend. Nigerians should start speaking the truth. Stop pretending. 3 months is enough to wipe out insecurity. And I tell you that PO will handle it. They don't come and drag from his mouth what he will do now. Because the people that are hearing it, they know. They're adamant. Let them go and carry their army and give them, they have the drones. What are they doing with it? Surveillance camera, how much is it? They are installing street lights costing billions, or how much? Street lights. Is this street light that will stop insecurity? bring the surveillance cameras, and let us see every movement that goes on. And then let there be a control, a command and control center. Where once you see activity, you deploy your arsenals. And you tell me they are sincere? They are not sincere. They are part of the problem.
All right, thank you very much. Now let's move down to the southeast. The agitation for Biafra remains strong among some Igbos, most young Igbos. Do you believe self-determination is best pursued within Nigeria or through secession? First of all, what is your concept of self-determination?
Well, let me just start by telling you, my brother. Let us get it clear. Let Nigerians get it clear. Secession has never been an alternative for the Southeast, or let me be specific, for the Southeast, for the Biafrans. Let me use that word. It was never the option for them. Think of what happened even when Ojukwu decided to defend himself against the invading Nigerian army. Secession was not in the plan. What was in the plan? Federalism, regional governance. Return this country to a regional governance. Let me be in charge of my security. Let me be in charge of my economic activities. Let me be in charge of the growth of my people, education of my people. It was there, and they removed it. Return it. Let us have a good country. And some people in conspiracy, in cahoots with Western influence and powers, insisted that that will not happen. And with that, they started, you heard about the program from late 50s to early 60s in Nigeria. Do you know how many million people died of this Southeast Biafra extraction? And when these people were being killed, and they are suggesting solution, how we can coexist together, nobody is killed. And you say no. So you want to continue to kill my people, and I'll keep quiet. In fact, if this government does not check the injustice they have been meting against the Southeast and South and southern part of that region that is called Biafra, if they don't change this injustice, time will come. Professionals like me and leaders, many leaders, will join an association like IPOB. We have proscribed IPOB, another one will come out that is not IPOB, that is not prescribed, and all of us will be part of it. What is happening? You have a country and you're watching your child, you're watching your daughter, you're watching your mother, you're watching your people being decimated, killed, and you say you should keep quiet. No, talk about insecurity in the Southeast. It's calculated attempt to decimate the people that have been blessed by God, that have the right to exist and be independent. No Igbo people have ever gathered together to say we want to kill another people. If you have a criminal in Igbo land, you have a criminal from Yoruba land, you have a criminal from the north, you have a criminal from every part of every tribe. So if one criminal from Igbo land commit a crime, and you say because of it, and you blame it on a group of people, and you say we must deal with these people, then you are the one that is so timid, the one that is so foolish. So the right thing to do is every criminal is a criminal, and don't blanketly all the people criminals. We have very honest and decent men of integrity from Southeast. You cannot say, and let me talk about it. Let me say this and make it known to Nigerians. I am 100% sure IPOB never created ESN. They never carried arms for one day until you call them terrorists, until you send Python dance, until you begin to kill them and bury them in the mud. That was when this right-thinking person felt this is too much. People are protesting. Sunday was doing his own, Iboho was doing his own. Did you send military to go and bury him alive and kill him? This is the injustice we've been seeing in the Southeast. I don't want to go there. What we want, I have a dream. I have a dream. It's not a dream that was given by the Honorable Martin Luther King Jr. I have a different dream. And that dream is that one day in Nigeria we will live together in a country, and we will not be determined, I will not be judged by where I come from, but by what my capacity, my intelligence, I can do, what I can bring to transform Nigeria, my innovative capability. I will be judged by the capacity in me, not by the color, nor by voice, by the sound of my name. So we suffer in the Southeast. Once you say your name, some people are changing their name so that nobody will know they are from Southeast. Why? Because name, they get in certain offices. You have lost whatever you are applying for. And one of those that were affected. I like this country because I wanted to do some things, and I noticed that as long as I'm in that country, it will not be possible. When you apply, it will not be attended to. So where you are coming from, to be specific. I was to build an industry in Nigeria, an industry that doesn't exist in West Africa, that will transform the health sector in Nigeria. I needed facilities from the bank that's supposed to fund industrial development in Nigeria. What did I see? I don't want to tell you what I met. So what I'm trying to say is that Nigeria must come back to justice, equity, and stop this dissemination. Look at how many markets have been burnt in Lagos. Do we ever investigate to find out these owners of those markets, were they ever compensated? When they build the market, who do they hand it over to? And then prove to me that those markets were not burnt intentionally by people. So they will take the shops and give to whoever they like, or extort money from these people. Then come down to the Southeast. You take military and keep them in the blocks in every 1 kilometer in this portion of the country. And their duty is to extract money from my people. 1,000, 2,000. You are technically pushing these people. It's all their money. And then people are being killed, few meters away from military checkpoints. And nothing is being done. And you tell me they are working. So let us
but how
be
do
honest
you
in Nigeria. Let us be honest in Nigeria.
how would you assess Nnamdi Kanu's leadership and the impact of his continued detention on the Southeast?
See, let me be honest with you. Whether Nigerians like it or not, whether people like it or not, Nnamdi Kanu is a respected, great leader. See, the passion in his heart, when those people that were murdered, those millions of people that were murdered are his relatives. They are my relatives. I know my cousins, my uncles, and I know people, the stories I had while growing up, how my uncles were killed and what they suffered, how they eat lizard while hiding in the bush, why they ate grass just to survive, how many died from kwashiorkor, and so many things. So when you see a man have read the history and is very intelligent, Nnamdi Kanu is a genius. If he is not a prophet, let me ask you a question. Is there anything he said in the past 15 years that has not come to pass in Nigeria? I'm not like a fan of MNK, Nnamdi Kanu. I'm not his fan, but to be honest with you, what was he fighting for? And what is he fighting for? Justice, equity. Treat my people the same way. Allow regional government to continue. If not, if you will not do it, I'll secede. That was not the choice. Secession was never, it's not, it's if you will not do the right thing, then we will. This is what he's saying. So where has he gone wrong? Yes, the problem will be that, yes, he sometimes goes beyond acceptable social norms by his expressions. He will speak and he will abuse, he will insult. There are people that carry gun and kill people. And they come back, they'll say they have forgiven them. They integrate them into the army. But this one is only using his mouth to express his anger, bitterness, his pain, his frustration that you decided to continue to decimate my people. And he is saying it, all you will do is addressing the problems. Instead of addressing the problems, what you did is to go and arrest him, incarcerate him, and he said that he should not talk. Even if you kill him there, the best thing for you, the federal government, to release him. Because even if you kill him, you multiply his crimes. And it will be more painful when all the learned, enlightened professionals like myself feel that what he has been doing is the best. That is when there will be problem. Because he may have been working with maybe some people who are not as exposed. At this time, it will be every single man will be involved. So they better do the right thing, release that man, and work for justice in this country. All we want is justice. We want to live together as one. But let there be true federalism. I should have the right to determine the pace at which I will grow. I should work hard and develop industries, and nobody will come from outside to come and destroy it. I should work hard and do things and I will reap the fruit of what I should be intelligent, then I should get admission. Somebody to tell me, because you're from this place and you got 290, you will not be admitted. It almost happened to me. It almost happened to me. I do describe it in JAM. And I was seeing people who had almost 100 below the score to be admitted. And somebody opened his mouth and said, no, go and tell them we cannot admit you here. Took VC intervening, the vice chancellor, because somebody just ran into me and saw my file and saw the result and saw my O level. I said, wow, who said? And got angry and took me to VC. He took VC to intervene. If not, they would have denied me my admission. And this is what my people suffer everywhere. And somebody says that everybody should keep quiet until we all die. They are keeping quiet because they are scared, they are afraid. Time will come when fear will be taken away. And every person will now know that you don't die twice. We either die now or we die later. So we must take our fate in our hands and fight a just cause. And that fighting is to say, justice has to return in Nigeria. Every tribe, every region should be treated fairly and equally. We are not asking for preferential treatment, even though we know we have lost so much, you've done a lot against us, but we are not asking for preferential treatment. Let there be equal playing ground. Let there be meritocracy. Let the intelligent person succeed. Let the person who has the skills make him a servant in the office. Then you place an empty brain to be his DG, and he'll be reporting. An intelligent man doing all the work. I have seen it in Abuja. I've gone to different ministries in Abuja, and when I look at who is doing the work, it's somebody from somewhere else. And when I look at who is the director general, it's somebody from somewhere, a particular region. I cry. The person that is the DG does not know anything in that office. All the work, all the computer, all the ICT, everything is being handled in departments. It's being handled by somebody from the south. Why the person from the north is the director general who cannot even speak fluently? When shall justice return? I don't want to go into this too much, but it's just that you're asking. But let's focus on how to rescue Nigeria. Every part of Nigeria is suffering. What I'm saying now is, imagine what somebody from Benue, Jos, somebody from Plateau State, and Benue will say. They are dying on a daily basis, and it bleeds. My heart bleeds on what is going on, and there is no help in front. There is if you continue like this. In fact, there is something I want to say here. Nigerians, I want to call your attention. If you people think that the focus of APC government is to make Nigeria a one-party state, just for the purpose of keeping Tinubu in power, you people are dreaming. You are being deceived. He will not want to make all governors, all the parties come together and coalesce into APC. If it is just for him to take the power in 2027, no. If that is the reason, he will not be palling and romancing with France. I want Nigerians to use their brain. France has a history. Go and check all the countries they control. What do you see? How many years? How much dynasty is established? I don't want to say anything, but I want Nigerians to think. When you see the office of the first son being elevated and he's there in every movement, every diplomatic discussion, you think what is happening? The training is going on, Nigerians. The training is going on. You better wake up. If you think that a man who longed to control Lagos for years, for decades, will want to be a president of Nigeria, and after that, his dynasty will go after his tenure, you are a joker. It means you are not thinking deeper than you as deep as you should think. Let us not think that this coalition is for a group of people or for a person. It is to rescue the soul of Nigeria. And that's why I said, Nigerians, don't lose focus of the purpose. Because if you lose that focus, you start considering less qualified individuals. Less qualified individuals. Because you think the aim is just to grab power away from Tinubu. Because if you think so, you say, okay, anybody can do it. Anybody. It's not the purpose. No. Who was it? Was it not Nelson Mandela? I think so. Who said that freedom is not merely to cast out your chains, but to live in such a way to respect others and for them to live, as people that are free, or to cause the freedom of others. So how you live after the casting of your chains. So moving to the power, not be an end. It's not the purpose. It's not the aim. It is how Nigeria begins to live after Tinubu is removed. Should we live like people who are in freedom, or should we live like people who have entered into another bigger problem? If we think and answer this question, then it will not be difficult for us to decide who should be the president of Nigeria come 2027. So Nigerians should be wise. They should read in between lines, interpret and dissect activities of the present government and the person in power. What his plan is far beyond. Can tell you that in the next 4 years, Nigerian army and police may not be the security guiding us so wrong and guiding certain installments or installations that are related to the present government or the person in charge of this government. It may not be Nigerian soldiers again. And when we get to that point, that's when some of Nigerians will begin to understand what I'm saying today. That's when they'll begin to understand what I'm saying today. They will now see, oh, even the Nigerian army cannot remove someone that says, I want to remain for another 5 years or 6 years. And if I finish, I want to hand over to my son, for example. If somebody say that, how can you resist? Even your Nigerian army cannot act. Because by that time, you find out that there is a reason, a foundation of today with another country is being laid. It's only people that do not see the future that think certain things are not possible. It's not for people like me. We see everything I said that was going to happen during Buhari's time. All came to pass. They came to pass. Boko Haram was now branded bandits, and they were spread all over the country. Everybody that heard me talk then heard me say so, that these people are going to be spread all over the country. And that was the first thing that happened. Immediately, the second tenor came in. Sorry, immediately
Right.
it was funny the first time, it began to happen. And they began to run down all the terrorists. They call it different names, and they were going down everywhere. And now we are looking at another one going to be more terrible than what we saw. Nigerians should wake up. Nigerians should wake up. If not, let me ask you, how can 250,000 ammunitions disappear or be missing from this police armory? And there is nothing to account for it. Nobody can account for it. And we have a government and they are keeping quiet. And then you hear a report that the people that are being, the weapons that these terrorists are using are actually originally belongs to the federal government. What are we doing in this country? What is happening? And we are busy talking about who should be president and who should not be. Instead of thinking about who has the capacity, who has the competence, who has the determination, who has experience to transform, make Nigeria to become like other countries, who are on the path of progress and making progress, and we are being left behind, moving backwards. Nigeria is no more qualified to be called a developing country. Nigeria today is called an underdeveloped country. It's the only thing it's qualified to be called. It cannot be a developing country because it's not developing. It's going backward. And it pains us. It embitters our heart. We move around. I've gone around virtually almost all the continents. I move around from one continent to another, from one continent. I've seen one of the things that pain me most. In the past few months, I've gone to having several embassies. You know the question that is the most difficult for me to answer when I present myself before any embassy. Which country are you from? The shame of mentioning Nigeria to these decent human beings who are from countries that are decent.
All right. All right. Thank you very, very much. It's really alarming that we have a lot of, gun violence incidents in the country, and this is owing to what you have just established. The looting of arms by unknown persons have continued to exist in Nigeria. It's really sad. But let's talk about now Anambra election is on the pipeline coming up on November 8th of this year. Now, many people are saying that P2B has to ensure that his candidate, Dr. George Mohalo of the Labour Party, have this access to power or defeats the ruling APGA, All Progressives Grand Alliance. But for me and for many others, this might not be possible, given Soludo's weight in Anambra State. But do you think that P2B's inability, his possible inability to make this happen, will have any bearing on his capacity to become the president of Nigeria come 2027?
Not at all. Anybody that is thinking like that is just gaslighting P2B. P2B is not the incumbent government. P2B is not a criminal politician who will get his money and use it to buy voters. P2B is not ready to rig election. So anybody that is trying to attach P2B to that election is just trying to gaslight him. And the person is not being honest. They are liars. P2B should not and has no power. He has one vote. One vote. And he should go and cast his vote and go home. He is not, he's not the man in power in Anambra State. He should try, and for your information, let me ask, who is Moralo? Where is he coming from? That he came to Labour Party to pick the ticket. How did he get the ticket? I don't want to go there. But let's be honest. Let's talk about ADC candidates. That's the person we should be even talking about. That is where I think I should even be supporting. Who is George Moralo? Where did he come from? From APC or from where? Now, is it so? Why should PO go and stick out his neck for someone that may not have the same character like him, for someone that he's not instrumental to bring in, that he did not study and interview and decide? The man that may have collected money from him to give him the ticket, that he himself already know that the ruling party is already controlling. Please, let's not go there. Nobody should attach Labour Party success. Labour Party is dead. We should forget about it. As far as I'm concerned, I'm not there again. I've fought, I've tried to help them in the past, in 2022, 2023. I did a lot of things for them. I paid for the local government office. I paid for ward offices. I drove their campaign. I gave vehicle for them to do their campaigns, and so on and so forth. And some of these things I lost. Even my vehicle was burnt. I helped Labour Party, and I didn't ask any of them to help me or do anything for me. I did so much for them. I made sure that people registered and get their PVCs. I made sure there was distribution of PVCs. I did a lot for them. But the question is that a party I can campaign for today? No, not a politician. You know that. I'm an activist. I'm not a politician. And I came to speak at this time because PO has the character that I want to project. And I say he's the hope of Nigeria. He is the future of this country. I want my children to have a better country. That's why I'm in. But that doesn't mean I'm a politician, so I don't care whoever wins. All I want is the right candidate to win. And PO should insist that the right candidate should win, not a particular person simply because he's a member of a party. When you know that in that party there are a lot of criminals. So please, P2B should not soil his name in his hands by going to stick out his neck for a particular candidate. Nobody should see him doing that. He should focus on making sure that he take over power and become president of Nigeria, and not to go and stand as somebody he did not bring to. Thank you.
All right. Now, one more question before we call it a day. What would you advise the coalition, apart from giving the ticket to Mr. P2B, what would you advise the opposition coalition to do in order to overcome or outsmart the ruling party? Because in the coming days, the APC is going to be coming with a lot of, smart strategies to counter the coalition. So what would you advise the opposition to do? What steps would you advise them to take?
Well, there are many things I will not say here because you are asking about strategies that will help this coalition to stand firm and to be able to succeed. I don't think I should be releasing such advice here on this platform. However, the general one is this. If you see a body that is united and stand together, united, even God himself said that nothing can, whatever they've set up their mind to do, they will achieve once they are united. So what I'm trying to say, they should make sure that nothing breaks them. But they should watch out for that one single Rubicon that they will have to cross. And that is selecting who becomes the presidential candidate for them. If they get it wrong, then there's nothing else anybody can say. The foundation of this coalition, the foundation is for the right person to come and rule Nigeria. And if the wrong person is chosen, it means that the foundation is destroyed. And the Holy Book says that if the foundation be destroyed, what can anyone do? Nothing. There's nothing God will do to salvage it if the foundation be destroyed. So what is the foundation? The foundation is that we want to be delivered from the oppression, from the suffering that APC and Tinubu has brought upon Nigerians. And we need somebody who has the capacity and the compassion to do it. And if you take away the capacity from the person and give it to somebody who is less qualified, and you tell me the foundation has not been destroyed, so they must make sure they get it right by making sure they choose the right person, send it to the South, make sure the best person from the Southern candidate is the person whom I suggest Mr. P2B should be. That is one. Number two, the other things has to do with they must now establish two key departments. One, their cybersecurity and ICT team must start now to work. There's a lot to do. They must start now because they will find out if they wait for end of the year. They will find out that the things they need to do, there's not enough time to do it. I was part of that committee in Labour Party in 2023, the national, and I knew the people that were there. The problem was that there was no time. So they must establish it. Number two, they must establish a security outfit and begin to position them in the different places and begin to work together to establish a network of security because they must defend the vote. Sorry, number three that I forgot to say. They must now create a department called research. The research department. When we do a poll now, they will say it's online. P2B's followers are online. Let them have a team that will draw out a questionnaire and they will put the name of all their people. I want it to be like an open delegate election. They will put the name on paper, hard copy, and give it to this research team to go around, select regions, the three urban regions in each state and 3 rural regions in each state. That will be 6 locations in each state. And let these people fill the questionnaires and let them come back with the questionnaires and look at it and see who is the most popular, most accepted candidate all over the country. That is a research team. That is how policies are formed. You don't just get up and say, I will do this, I will do that. I will do this. You develop a research team and make sure there is a research, and then follow the reports of the research and the outcome of your research and decide what is going to happen for you to get success. So I am calling on this coalition to establish this ICT and cybersecurity team. There is a lot to be done. We will have the result, the authentic result of the election, even before INEC finishes. If they do the things that ought to be done, and the things that ought to be done, I will not say them here. It will be said later when the coalition is meeting. I am part of that coalition, and it will be said properly. But it must be established now. We must have a security team now, and we must also have a research team now. Thank you. And that's what I want them to do.
All right, that was powerful. Dr. Ben Chukwu, an accomplished surgeon, fearless political analyst, activist, a leading voice in the obedient movement, and vanguard for good governance and social justice. It was nice speaking with you. You have given, as always, your passionate, enthusiastic way of speaking. Thank you very much for this interview.
you so much. And finally, I want to remind Nigerians and say to them, don't lose focus of the foundation. Why we are coming together is not just to remove Tinubu, it is to give Nigeria a life of freedom. A life of freedom. Let everybody be free. Where the son of nobody will become somebody. Where it does not matter the region where you are from. Where security will no more be an issue. Where industrialization and success and our focus be on that, not just to remove Tinubu. Thank you.
Right, this is where we draw the curtain. To our viewers and listeners, stay tuned to Diaspora Digital Media for more hard-hitting conversations on this matter. See you next time. I remain to Chukwu Raphael, Ultra say. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Good.
I will send you a person.
Mm,
If you want